Go ahead.
Good.
Yep.
Welcome to the Midwest Game Nerds Podcast. I'm your host, John, and here with me today is Brian.
Hey.
And Alex.
Hello.
While you're listening or even watching along, why not head over to MidwestPodcastNetwork.com/support. Check out all the various ways you can support us. We have a support store where you can buy shirts and hoodies, beer koozies. There's a donate button if you want to donate some money. That would be dope because video games are fucking expensive. And don't forget to check out the Amazon affiliate link. So when you buy stuff from Amazon, it doesn't matter what it is. If you go through that link on our website, we get a little bit of money from that. It would be awesome. Don't forget to rate and review us on your favorite podcatchers like iTunes, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Podcasts. Those are probably the only four that actually matter, I think. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But do that. Rate and review us. Helps us climb the charts. We would appreciate that. And as always, if you like what you hear, even if you don't, please do send us feedback via email at MidwestGameNerds@gmail.com or via Twitter at MGNPodcast. And don't forget to add us on Instagram at MidwestGameNerds. And now that we're on Twitch, be sure to follow us here too so that you know when we go live so you can, come and watch and chat with us while we're talking, that whole spiel, because we like interaction with our listeners. So
yes, please ask us if we've watched TV shows. In the comments.
In the game podcast.
Yes.
Okay, don't actually do that.
Don't do that, but the guy last time did.
Yep.
We still like him. He followed us.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. I don't remember his name.
I don't either.
But
That's
then there was the other guy that said we were super gay or whatever.
Yeah.
That guy was cool.
Whatever.
Anyways, we got some game news to go over and that sort of thing, and we're going to talk about Puyo Puyo Tetris. That's hard to say, I realized. And we're going to talk about Mario Kart Deluxe 8 Deluxe.
8 Deluxe, yeah.
And we're also going to talk about Prey, because some of us had played some Prey. So, but before we do that, when I talk about feedback, I really want people to send us feedback. And one of the things I want you to send us feedback about right now, we're kind of planning a charity stream. So we want to do a charity live stream through
we could do Extra Life or Pencils of Promise. It hasn't been decided yet, but one of those kind of like gaming related.
But we want to do 24 hours of gaming, and we want you guys to be involved too. So if you're listening, be sure to send in feedback. Let us know what games you want us to play, what systems you want us to play them on. If you want to play with us, that sort of thing. If you just want to watch Brian play Destiny for 24 hours, I'm sure.
I don't want to play Destiny for 24 hours.
We could figure it out.
You know what? If people give us enough money, you're going to play Destiny for 24 hours.
Or dance in the background. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, so just send us ideas of what you've liked about other streams if you've watched them, or what would make you watch a stream of us for 24 hours.
Playing games.
Yeah.
Would we have to pay you to watch us for 24 hours?
No, don't even give them the option.
It doesn't work that way.
But we want to hear from you guys, so let us know how you want to be involved with this stream, because it's something we really want to do, and we feel would not only be beneficial for us, but whatever charities we end up working towards. We obviously want to help people. We try to be generous, so help us be more generous.
We would like to make it happen within the next couple months. There's no hard deadline anywhere, but it would be nice to start putting it together. But if we knew people were interested in it, it would make it even easier for us to sit down and get it going. So let us know.
Yeah. So anyways, now that that's out of the way, have you guys played anything else other than those 3 games?
I've just been playing a lot of Forza Horizon 3.
I saw that. I saw you were on the other day with your cousin and Charlie.
Yeah, we all hang out, mod out cars that shouldn't be a real thing, and
it's like being up on Woodward, but in a video.
Is the Hot Wheels DLC out yet?
That is, I think, out this week.
So John, I don't know if you know this, but they're making a chain of islands that are connected by Hot Wheels tracks.
Okay.
And you can also drive Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah.
Are there loops?
I presume so. So it sounds pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up or not.
So they're kind of shifting into the Grand Theft Auto 5 cunning stunts.
I don't know. Like, I think it was just kind of a good way to bring in a younger audience and a fresh spin on the gameplay too.
I can see that.
Yeah, so it seems like a really cool idea.
Yeah, they are adding some real world cars as well.
Yeah,
along with the Hot Wheels ones.
Like the smart car.
I'll definitely try it out because I have the expansion pass.
Oh, it comes with the pass?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
You'll have to let us know what you think of it.
Yeah, it'll be fun, I'm sure. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but a lot of parts of the game are
it seems like it's the same as the Thunder Island or whatever the Fast and Furious tie-in was for the last one.
That was specifically Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
That was Yeah,
but
that wasn't very good actually.
Storm
Island.
I heard
awesome.
it was fantastic, but you're probably not a fan of the Fast and the Furious.
Menage.
Anyway,
Ja Rule. So, Alex, what about you? Have you played anything else? Sorry.
I have been playing a game on the Nintendo Switch called Kamiko.
Okay.
It's a $5 downloadable eShop game. And essentially what it is, it's a top-down kind of Zelda-ish, but more like Hyper Light Drifter kind of game.
Cool.
It's combat combo focused, so the amount of enemies that you kill, most of the enemies take a hit, but they grow in difficulty, so they might take up to like 3 or 4 hits. As you kill more enemies, they drop like kind of like dust or what, like I don't know what you want to call it, but just some kind of currency.
Cocaine.
Yeah, which you collect the cocaine, and then you have to spend the cocaine to either like open doors in the level or to unlock these like shrines in the level, and you have to unlock 4 of the shrines to finish the level.
Sweet.
There's 4 levels in the game total. There's 3 different characters to play as. One of them has a sword, one of them has a bow and arrow, and one of them has a shield that she tosses.
Okay.
And it's pretty like you can finish all 4 levels in about an hour. And but it's interesting because you get to points where you pay to open up a chest, which gives you an orb that you then have to take back to a certain spot in the level.
Yeah.
And the enemies constantly respawn, and you can't fight them while you're holding the orb. So you have to like maneuver around all of the enemies in order to try and get back to the spot to deposit the orb, essentially, which then opens up a door to get further in the level. So it's pretty cool. It's only $5. So
is it worth $5?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like if you're looking for something to play on the Switch and
is it only on Switch?
I'm pretty sure it's only on Switch. Okay. Yeah, at the moment at least. It feels like a good candidate for like PS4 Vita crossplay.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, it's only on the Switch and they haven't announced anything else yet. But it's a fun little game. I wish there was more of it. But for $5, I think you definitely get the value. And I've gone through and finished it with 2 of the characters. I'm planning on going back for the 3rd.
Sweet.
And I think when you beat it with all 3, you unlock like the sound test menu. Essentially, you can listen to the music and hear the sound effects and stuff. Yeah,
nice.
Cool. So it's a pretty cool game, and I would recommend it for anybody who's looking for stuff to play on the Switch.
Right on.
So,
for $5, it doesn't sound like you can go wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to beat that. It's like you get, and you can essentially get like at least 3 hours of gameplay out of it. So, and after you finish each level, there's a boss. Obviously, the boss is cool. You collect like life bar upgrades and cocaine bar upgrades, so you can hold on to more cocaine. And then you can also there's like the sword person has a spin attack that spends cocaine as you spin, but you have to hold down the button to use it, essentially, like Zelda, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sweet. Check it out.
Right on.
$5.
Nothing else?
I think that's it. I don't remember.
Other than all the things we're talking about.
Yeah, other than all the other stuff that we're talking
That's
about.
enough to play right there.
A little bit of Horizon, but I'm still just chipping away at it.
I figured you'd be done by now.
No, I like to play games to talk about them on this podcast. So I have to
play other games.
But
you can't just keep going back to the same old games.
Horizon.
We can talk about Horizon. It's just going to take a little time.
Okay. You guys can have a spoiler cast.
The problem is that I keep I'm drawn away by all of the side quests. So I have no drive to actually complete the game because I'm like, oh, I'm going to go do all the trials at the hunting ground.
Those are worth doing because you actually get something out of them.
Yeah,
too.
But then, there's every time I go into but a while ago I got to the big city. I don't remember what it's called.
Meridian.
I got to Meridian and it gave me like 12 side quests. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go do all of these
and
before I move
there's
anywhere.
A couple more decent-sized cities further west of that, too.
Great. So more side quests that I'm going to not beat the game. So I think I'm at the point where I'm far enough ahead. I will probably just try to mainline up until I hit the right level cap to start going back to get ahead of it with some side quests at this point. Unless the end of the game is level 25.
I made a conscious choice at one point to just stop doing side quests.
And I think I'll have to do that. But I've been having fun with it. So
the game will roll back and let you
go do stuff after
and do
you
side
beat
quests after you finish it anyways.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where, like with Zelda, I'm probably not going to touch it after I beat it, but we'll see. Horizon's good.
Right on.
Tom, update us if you've been playing it anymore.
Yeah, let us know if our feedback was helpful at all.
Yeah.
Or if you no longer trust us.
John, have you been playing anything?
So when I made my last post on Instagram about us streaming this episode, not today, but earlier in the week, my friend Eric commented and was asking me, in direct message, like if, what I've been playing other than, like he's like, oh, you have a Switch, like we should play Mario Kart, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I haven't purchased Mario Kart yet. So I haven't played it. These guys have. They're going to talk about it. But I plan on getting it. A little strapped for cash. So I don't remember how it came up in conversation, but Eric was basically like, you should give Clash Royale a shot. So...
And then your life ended.
No, it hasn't ended.
You're strapped for cash because you're now Clash Royale whale, where you've donated most of your income.
No, because I have Google Play Rewards, which is their system for
it gives you
take
the credit.
surveys and you get free credit to the Play Store. So if I want to spend stupid credits on stupid wallet syncs, I can do that.
Got it, yeah.
Anyways, it's super simple. It's frustratingly simple of a game. It works really well. It's really pretty.
Can you describe it a little bit?
So it's kind of like it's a card-based tower defense game in a way. So you have 3 towers on the screen, one of which is your king, and then you have 2 defending towers. Each of them has a projectile that they can launch, and you have to take cards from your inventory, and you have elixir that gathers at the bottom, and each card has a certain elixir amount, mana, that you use to cast the card. So you just drag the card onto the screen and drop and let it go, and that... whatever character you dropped is autonomous and moves its way forward towards the opponent's towers and takes them out. So
it does sound really simple.
It is super simple. It is extremely difficult to master because I found a good strategy that worked really, really well for the cards that I had that I was using, and then eventually I just kept getting spanked like left and right.
Did you grow out of a tier or something?
No, well, so I finished the first. I got into level 4, which is when you get moved to the next tier of opponents, and I did really well for the first maybe 4 or 5 battles I had fought in that, and then eventually, I just had a losing streak where I went from having 600 trophy to 500 trophy, and I was like, what the hell? So my rank went down significantly.
Yeah.
And it does rank locally as well as worldwide, which is cool. So you can kind of see where locally you stand, which is kind of nice. To be even in the top 10, you have to have a trophy level of somewhere around 5,000 to 6,000, which is ridiculous because it takes a while. I'm at 500 and I've been playing for a few days. And I've invested $3 of my Google Play credits into it just because there was a really good deal on getting some extra duplicate, double. It was what you buy one, get one free.
Coin doubler,
Coin doubler and jewel doubler. So I pumped $3 into it because I was like, I'm having fun. If I'm having fun, I don't mind spending a little bit of extra money.
Yeah, that's fine.
But no, I mean, the game, super simple, looks cool. I really like the art style. It's the music's super annoying, so I just turn that off. I listen to podcasts while I'm playing.
People aren't spamming emotes anymore, are they?
No, I actually I have in. I could probably tell you how many battles I fought right now. I don't know off the top of my head, but out of all the battles I've fought, maybe 2 people have used the emotes.
There was a really interesting time.
What I really want is a fuck you emote, and there isn't one. There's no emote that says to the other person that you're a piece of shit, and I want one.
Because it's because the one that is the people use the emote sarcastically. They'll say good job when they're screwing you. Basically.
They do that in Hearthstone a lot. I noticed.
There was a big thing with Clash Royale where they were people were the emotes are terrible and we don't want to see them and we want to be able to disable them, and they were we're not going to do that. And then I think users maybe started not playing the game as much or something like that, and they're okay, I guess we're going to roll back on that. So I think you can mute emotes now.
You probably can. I've only had 2 people use them, and they were used legitimately. It was a very tight game, and I destroyed this dude, and he said, "Nice job,"
Yeah.
So
that's good.
But it was one of those.
It wasn't a nice job.
Yeah, I don't really know.
No, that
it could have been
sarcastic either.
Nice job. It could have been like that, but it wasn't, as far as I could tell.
This game is not what I'm anticipating it to be.
No, it's surprisingly fun for what it is, especially considering it's just some free, stupid, massively multiplayer online tower defense game.
Brian's birthing monsters from Prey out of his mouth.
But but no, I mean, props to Eric for being like, hey, give this a shot, because I'm having a little bit of fun with it, and it's not terrible, I guess, is what I'm getting at. So I'm not telling anybody to try it, because if you're the type that has
another Midwest Game Nerds pull quote for the app page, it's not terrible.
Yeah. So I'm not condoning.
That's a glowing endorsement right there.
Getting addicted to games. It is clearly the type of game where people can get addicted to it.
If you're just looking for something that's not terrible.
Yeah,
then it's a good game to pick up.
It's a great toilet game for sure. Like
that should be your segment. John's toilet games.
John's shitting something. I'll come up with some stupid.
Those would be
title
great
for it.
blurbs for a box.
But it's fun. I'm not going to be like everyone needs this game, because nobody really needs the game. But it has an extremely huge following. It has become a competitive game in esports, which blows my mind that a mobile game actually has like recognition in that.
Well, Hearthstone's mobile.
Hearthstone is a way more in-depth
but it's
game,
made by like Activision Blizzard, you know.
Which,
I'm going to stick to that game.
Props to Supercell. I'll give them props for what they've done, because they've created a game that is extremely accessible to literally I think anyone can pick it up and play it.
Yeah.
A toddler.
But I mean, if you guys want, like, we can start the Midwest Game Nerds clan. I don't have a clan, so I'm literally rolling solo. But it's, if you wanted
but I'm
to.
not going to join you.
No, that's fine. I don't expect anybody to join me, to be honest with you. But it's it's not terrible. So Clash Royale. Ta-da.
Not terrible. Good for toilets.
And I haven't played anything else. Oh, I played Prey and I played Puyo Puyo, but I haven't played anything other than that. I've tried. Like I literally Friday night maybe sat upstairs in the game room and turned on the Xbox, flicked through every game I had, went to the store and looked through the games that like are on sale or available that I figured I might be able to afford right now. Turned it off, went on PlayStation, did the exact same thing, cycled through, looked on to see who was online in case somebody was playing something that I could play with. I think someone was playing Rocket League, but I was like, I don't want to play Rocket League right now.
Yeah.
And just went, I've been in this horrible bout of game ADD, and Tetris kind of cured that for a minute, because I hit Tetris hard when it came out. So, but
we really should have gotten together to play some Mario Kart, all three of us, but we failed on that one.
Just go get it right now and set it up.
Play it live.
No, we got too much.
That would be great podcast content. Is just us swearing at the microphones.
I do swear a lot when I'm playing any game, pretty much.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's move on to some news stuff. Speaking of the Nintendo Switch, they have released the DLC and add-ons for Zelda's first Breath of the Wild DLC.
They've announced what it will be.
Announced.
They haven't released it yet.
Not released, but announced.
There was also a title update, by the way. You can now switch what language you hear the game in.
Yes, I saw that.
So you can play it with the Japanese voice acting and English subtitles.
Because apparently people don't like the English voice acting.
Yeah, some people think it's bad.
There's always that person out there.
Yeah.
The only voice actor I didn't really care for was Zelda's. I didn't really like her voice acting necessarily, but everyone else in the I thought the cartoon cutscenes they were in-game graphic cutscenes. The cutscenes where you're with the champions are the shit. They're awesome, and the voice acting was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was like watching a really sick cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no issues with that. But anyways, they announced the first batch of DLC that's coming out for Zelda Breath of the Wild. The coolest edition is where you can track the last 200 hours of your playing, on the mini map or on the map.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's kind of ridiculous, and I feel like mine would just look like these circles, like a bunch of circles where I've been hunting materials and monsters in certain areas.
That'll be cool to load up and look at.
Your Zelda crop circles.
I feel a little conflicted about that whole DLC model, though. I feel like that's all stuff that some companies would just add in for free afterwards.
I think this stuff is all free, and then the actual DLC.
No, it's part of the expansion pass.
It's the $20 expansion pass.
I thought they were actually adding additional story and stuff to this as well.
They are, but there's two segments. There's 2 installments.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that you're gonna say is the first installment that will come sometime in the summer. And then I assume there's going to be a second installment with an actual, I think they said there was going to be dungeon and story in later, probably by fall-ish, leading up to Mario, I assume, is when that'll come out. So, yeah, all the stuff that there's a bunch of new masks and stuff. You can get Majora's Mask. You can get...
full outfits, not just masks.
Yeah, you can get a Tingle outfit that looks really goofy because it's Tingle. There's a Korok seed mask that allows you to... It jingles or vibrates whenever you're near a Korok seed that you haven't gotten yet.
That would be super helpful.
So that's stuff that you can find, and they're all hidden in chests somewhere in the world that you have to go and find, essentially. Yeah. But yeah, there's a few other things as well.
Yeah, they're adding a navigation item called the Travel Medallion, which is you need to find it in a chest, again, like everything else that they're adding to the game. But you can basically set any point as a fast travel point on the map, which is kind of cool.
Only
and
one
handy
at a time.
if there's a place you need to go all the time, repeatedly, that you travel away from. They're going to add a horde mode called the Trial of the Sword.
That's right.
Which seems really cool, actually. I think seems really cool. And it says when you complete it, it unlocks the true power of the Master Sword. I don't know what that means.
So, and they updated their website. So the Master Sword will always be glowing in its powered up state.
Okay.
When you're using it.
So does that mean it doesn't break at that point?
I don't know if it means it doesn't break, but it means it will be at 60 attack power instead of 30.
Right. Okay.
So...
No, that's cool. But yeah, the way that works is you go through waves of enemies starting with 0 weapons. You have no weapons at the beginning of this. And you work through 45 waves of enemies in order to complete the challenge, the Trial of the Sword, to unlock the true power of the Master Sword, which is cool. They're also adding hard mode, which basically levels up all enemies by 1 level, which, the game's already hard enough as it is. I can't even imagine playing a hard mode.
Well, they also regain health.
Yeah, they slowly regain health. And there's also going to be enemies and treasure chests in the sky, apparently.
Majora's Mask, Midna's helmet, Phantom armor, and Tingle's outfit. They haven't said what any of those do
Phantom
yet.
armor looks sweet, though.
It does look really cool.
But yeah, it's all part of the expansion pass, which is $20. Which, if you think about it, like getting this extra content, in my honest opinion, this game's worth a ridiculous amount of money because it's so good. So for $20 to add on this and then also have more story coming down the line, that is totally acceptable.
Typically, my guess, Brian, is that the $20 that you spend is mostly going to be on that story. Like, you will probably get $20 worth of story out of the DLC that they're going to put out.
I don't feel like they owe me anything more.
But I agree with Brian that what they are releasing for this first DLC seems like something they would just in any other game they would just patch it in to make you happy as a player. Which, again, I don't think they need to make me happy.
Because Zelda's
They've
a
already
huge game as it
clearly
is.
made me happy as a player.
Well worth $60.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind in terms
seems
of
odd.
In terms of main console release, not 3DS stuff. This is like their third foray in making DLC for a game, because there were characters and stages for Smash, and there were characters and stages for Mario Kart, and now this is like number 3 essentially, I think. Or they're not super well versed at doing that yet, so we'll see. But yeah, we'll
see what happens. Moving on with some more Nintendo Switch news, I found this really interesting that Nintendo actually shipped consoles by airplane to meet demand as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Because the demand for the Switch... I'm just going to throw this out there. I go to Meijer like twice a week for picking up food and like other random crap that I need. There's never been a Switch in stock. Like anytime I've been there. And I go at random times too. Like
I haven't seen any Switches in stock. Anyway.
Peripherals, games... Plenty.
They're there, yeah.
But
when I was at Best Buy once, the guy did actually tell me they were coming in the next day.
Yeah.
But I forgot to tell anybody about it.
That seems to be
already
kind
have
of
one,
what they're doing a lot. There's a lot of people, like, you can now call to GameStop and they'll be like, yeah, we're going to have some next week or something like that. So rather than being like, we don't know when we're ever getting them in.
Yeah.
They seem to at least be aware of when they will be getting a bigger shipment of them in.
somewhat related to the Switch topic here, I would like to say that Nintendo's customer service is awesome.
Yeah, you should tell your story.
Yeah, so I got a $50 e-card for money on the eShop, and
you were going to buy Mario Kart.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to buy it digitally, and I already had some money on there, so I just needed a bit more. I took it home. I also bought one for PlayStation because I wanted to pick up my Destiny 2 pre-order as well. Yeah, sad, I know. But I scratched that one off, no problem, like dozens of them that I've done before.
Yep.
I scratched the Nintendo one off, and it's just like this shitty, flimsy cardboard, and it just tore the numbers right off of it. And I was like, holy shit. It was really late at night. I was kind of mad about it, and I was just like, okay, I'm just going to go to sleep and figure this out tomorrow. But, well, yeah, Alex told me about how, like, you pointed that article out.
Yeah, this has been an issue that people have run into in the past.
So I called their number, and I got through to a person immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I was not on hold for even a second. And this was like 5 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah.
And I just told them, like,
what happened,
what I could see on the card still. Like, they ask for a few different numbers or whatever, and then they check your account to make sure you haven't redeemed it.
Yeah.
And then within, like, I want to say 5 to 8 hours, they credited my account with all the money.
That's cool.
It was awesome.
And I guess, like, that system has to be pretty rigid because, number one, they have to activate those cards at the register, essentially, when they get purchased. And if you were to, like, go and write down all of those numbers and then somebody, like, try to redeem one that somebody else bought, like, the other person probably redeems it. And then they know that as long as somebody hasn't redeemed it and you have the card in your hand, then essentially they can give it to you. So that's cool. Yeah, and you had the credit there within a couple hours. Right?
Yeah, somewhere like 5 or 8 or so.
So that's
somewhere around there.
Kudos to Nintendo.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Like those
old, the chocolate bars.
Those granola bar things that were clearly a Snickers knockoff.
Yeah. Those were good. I loved 90s. Kudos bars.
They were awful. Give me Chewy bars, damn it. Kudos were knockoff Chewies coated in chocolate.
Exactly.
Midwest snack nerds.
It wasn't even good chocolate. It was shit chocolate. Anyways, moving along, Code Vein. They've released a trailer for Code Vein, which is the Bandai Namco anime-style vampire Dark Souls game.
I think you're the only one who watched it. I apologize.
It looks so cool. It looks awesome. It has
It sounds cool.
Slightly more futuristic looking sort of Bloodborne appeal, like aesthetic to it.
All right, yeah.
And you get companions, like NPC companions that fight alongside you, and it seems like really like faster paced combat to me in watching some of the gameplay trailer. But it looks really cool, and I'm really excited for this game, and I think it's going to be sweet.
It's got a very cool art style.
Yeah, the art style's sweet. It's everything about it is just interests the shit out of me. I mean, one of the NPCs does this transformation where like he like grows this, he gets a mask over his face and the fangs show up like he's turning into some robotic vampire thing. I don't know. It's so anime. It is so Japanese anime, but it's sweet. It looks cool. Like I'm really pumped for it. So keep an eye out for Code Vein. Are you watching the trailer right now?
Yeah, just kind of watching.
When's that supposed to come out?
When did they say it was coming out?
Let me look towards the end of this trailer here.
I don't think there actually is an announcement.
Coming in 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
So we've got some time.
We got a ways.
Probably more like 2019.
That's fine. I mean, it's Bandai Namco. They're part of Dark Souls. If they want to take their time and make sure this game rules, I'm okay with that. If any game company wants to take their time,
I still have to go back and finish those games anyways, and Neo, so I don't really need another game.
I'm not
going
to complain if a company wants to make their stuff the best,
Yeah.
So, Steam users are concerned about Valve's new gift policy, according to this Kotaku article I found.
Yeah, I read about that.
The main change is that when you gift games to people, you do it to their email address, or no, instead of gifting it to their email address or inventory, the exchange is direct. So it's like you send it to them like instantly through Steam, and if they reject it, it doesn't go back into your inventory. You just get money back for it.
Yeah.
So you don't end up with a bunch of extra keys that you can then go to sell on that G2A site or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think they're just trying to combat the that issue that G2A was having with keys being stolen or bad keys being sold or whatever. The whole
the reason why people are mad about it though is they like to stockpile games when they're on sale to give as gifts later on.
Yeah,
which is that's understandable.
Or to sell to people at like a discounted price.
Or if you're,
if
you're a Twitch streamer and you're stockpiling games to give out to your viewers, like
there's no way to do that.
You can't do that now.
You go to Humble Bundle because I have a bunch of codes that I haven't redeemed for Humble Bundle
a bunch of random games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot that I got that game developer thing. Never even checked it out.
when we do our live stream and you're like, what are these weird PC keys that they're giving out as prizes? It's all of the stuff that I don't want that's on my Humble Bundle account.
There's also some concern over people who in countries where the games are ridiculously expensive through Steam. Like I think even the guys in Replay talk about how like games in Australia are pretty expensive. And they censor
the crap out of them.
Yeah.
They have a part of their rating system for rating games is based on 3 criteria. Is it cheap? Does it look pretty? And is it good? Those are the 3 things, and you get to pick 2. And if it falls into 2 of those, then it's worth playing to them. Huh. So, but yeah, it's because a lot of people will go on Steam and they'll want to buy a game. They'll message a user in a different region to gift them the game. And then PayPal them the money. Yeah, so I can see that being an issue too.
Well, that you could still do that technically, but interesting.
So
yeah, I don't know, whatever.
I haven't experienced enough of dealing with that issue.
I'm not really
gifting a ton of games. I've gifted maybe 3 or 4 Steam games in my time of having a Steam account. So
I don't really know why people would be too butthurt over that, but
it's sure the internet. There's always something to be butthurt about.
I've definitely gifted quite a few games, but I always do them immediately.
Yeah.
So this doesn't really concern me.
Yeah. Plus, who's going to reject a free game?
Right.
Okay.
Wouldn't you just take it anyway?
Yeah.
But yeah. So
well, I mean, if they already own it, but you can see that on Steam.
Yeah.
I have 2 more news things, but if you want to throw any of yours in, Alex, at any point.
There's a few things. There was a momentous Super Mario 64 speed run. It's the first sub 100 minute, full 120 star speed run. This guy named Cheese05 beat the game in 1 hour and 39 minutes and 57 seconds. So he was 3 seconds away from hitting the 100-minute mark. But
that's nuts.
Yeah, it's apparently like every once in a while you come up with these things that people are like, this doesn't seem possible, or we need to come up with more ways to chip time off of this game to get below this point. So it was pretty good. Apparently, I think the stream is out there, so if people want to watch it, they can check it out. You guys know the game Smite?
Yep.
It's a MOBA.
Yeah, it's the Xbox MOBA.
Yeah. So you're going to be able to purchase a Bob Ross skin for one of the characters.
What?
I had no interest in playing Smite until now.
So,
well, Bob Ross was like a drill sergeant or something like that. In Vietnam, I think.
And he decided he never wanted to yell again, and that's why he had this persona of being the soft-spoken painter.
Fun. So now he's just going to be this super soft-spoken badass.
Well, the big thing was that they were airing all of Bob Ross on Twitch, and now they've started Bob Ross Mondays, so you can go on Monday and watch some Bob Ross. And apparently the Smite guys have taken to it.
I think it's on Netflix too.
They're putting out a $10 pack that allows you. It's a skin for Sylvanus, and basically it's Bob Ross riding atop that character's tree ant, and then basically he paints a landscape during the match. Like it actually has Bob Ross looking effects with happy little trees and clouds and stuff like that.
That's so ridiculous.
So I just thought that was really funny and really awesome, and I hope more people do weird stuff like that with their games. Nintendo announced a new handheld console. It's the 2DS XL.
I thought that already existed.
No. There was a 2DS.
This isn't the double XL?
The 2DS.
The 2DS itself.
It lacked 3D.
So
obviously.
There's a 3DS XL.
Yes.
There's a 3DS, 3DS XL.
Okay.
A new 3DS, a new 3DS XL, a 2DS, and then they just announced the new 2DS XL.
Right. And so the difference with this 2DS XL is that
it's new.
It is a clamshell design. The 2DS was a flat design. It was like it was like a big ass
brick.
Like brick tablet thing. So this is clamshell design. It doesn't have 3D, obviously. Big screens. Same. It looked like the same setup overall.
It's pretty similar form factor. It's got a bigger screen. It's not. It's a slightly less resolution screen because it's only 400 by whatever, whereas the 3DS is 800 because it needs all the pixels for 400 pixels per eye. But it's $150 and it comes out July 28th alongside Miitopia and Hey Pikmin on 3DS.
And that, like, the price point makes me want one.
There
are a ton of games on 3DS that have come out in the
huge
past
library.
couple of years that I'm just like, why the hell don't I have a 3DS? Like, so
no, I think the big consensus is that they're just trying to build more of a price difference between the DS line and the Switch.
Right.
And so that makes sense, getting it down to $150.
Yeah, either way, I mean, they're putting their consoles in the hands of kids everywhere.
It's a great price point.
Yeah.
So,
plus the 3D thing never really did anything for me. I'd seen it, like I'd seen yours and I'd seen Ricky's too, and I was just like,
it's a lot better on the new models.
Yeah,
because
it's just not. I just never cared for it. It's not that big of a deal to me, especially on like a handheld. Like in VR, of course, it makes perfect sense.
Well, and a lot of the games don't even necessarily use it anymore, so they've kind of given up on it. But it was fun in some cases.
Do they have a virtual console type thing?
There is a virtual console. They put Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color.
Yeah,
and
now
GB
I kind of want
games.
one.
There's a lot of Game Boy Advance games that are worth buying on a virtual console.
Totally. Yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff.
Including but not limited to Mario Golf.
$150 buy-in for that's
a steal.
It's a great price.
Yeah.
So Darksiders 3 got announced for 2018. Did either you guys play the previous game?
I played the first one and it's okay. I didn't get that far into it because I wasn't that it didn't bite me as much as I thought it would. But I watched the gameplay trailer for Darksiders 3 and it seems interesting. The whip sound is super annoying. I think they need to tone that down or randomize it a little more because it sounds like a really bad snare drum hit on
triggered snare drum
on like a really bad MIDI hip hop beat. So if they the clapping sound from like the 1970s hip hop scene. I've been watching The Get Down on Netflix, so it's fresh in my mind right now. Some Grandmaster Flash. If they just put white lines in that game, I'll be okay with it. They can just have that going in the background.
I remember this game being lauded because it felt like an HD Zelda at the time.
Yeah.
And that was something that Nintendo wasn't making.
I mean, it's a cool premise because you're one of the horsemen of the apocalypse and like you basically get sent to Earth to like wreak havoc and like I don't remember the full premise, but it's cool. It had a really awesome art style, like gorgeous looking creatures.
Yeah.
And I think when I got it, I have it on PC and I have Darksiders 2 on PC as well.
I think I might own one or two.
I have both of them, but I've only played the first one
on PC. Like it was part of some humble bundle.
But mine came with a digital like art book or something like that, and I just remember looking through it and being like, holy shit, like this is some of the coolest video game art I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's got a very unique look to it.
Was it based on a comic or something? Because it feels very image comics to me.
I don't think it was based on anything.
I don't know. It just it looks cool. The third one again, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
From the gameplay trailer that I saw, but Brian,
you can move these microphones and it doesn't make that much noise. Anyway.
But yeah, the whip sound was just I watched. I think the trailer is maybe 8 minutes long of gameplay, and I got 2 or 3 minutes into it, and I'm just like, I can't listen to that damn snare drum hit anymore.
That's funny. Well, it's early. 2018 is a long time away.
Plenty of snare in my headphones.
Really, they just need like a Bob Ross sample.
Yeah,
for every hit
of like when he's doing
beat the devil, beat the devil out of it.
Yeah, basically when he's like smacking the brush against the side of the easel.
Yep.
Thumper is coming to Nintendo Switch.
That's not about a rabbit, right? We already discussed this.
About a rabbit.
No, it's the beetle on the roller coaster.
Yes, it is a beetle on what's
Rhythm
Alex
Violence.
Ross? Is it Alex Ross the artist? Who's the artist?
I don't know.
The dude who did the Tool cover for Lateralis and 10,000 Days.
I'll tell you.
It's basically like a game of
it's a
that
live
guy's
Tool cover.
Yeah, it's basically a live Tool cover with like pulse pounding techno hits.
I'd rather it be
Rhythmic.
Tool, but
Hey, if they could put Ticks and Leeches
Alex
in there.
Gray.
Alex Gray. I knew it was Alex something.
Alex Ross is the comic guy.
That's what yeah.
But, no,
But
that's
anyways,
cool. That game.
It's out on PSVR already.
Yeah,
You
and
have
I
it.
fully recommend it for VR rather than this. But the game is broken down like there's like 7 or 9 levels. I can't even remember anymore. But even the levels have little subsections to them, and those subsections are bite-sized enough that I think that will work well on the Switch. And supposedly it's going to be 60 frames, both handheld and TV. So it should run smoothly,
Cool.
and it's a gorgeous looking game. So I think
music's cool.
The music's really cool. So hopefully people enjoy it on the Switch.
Yeah. And then I also, this is my last news bit, and then Alex can
I've got a
finish up
couple
his.
more.
The first 2 episodes of the Long Dark Story Mode are going to premiere on August 1st. So they're calling it Season 1 Wintermute. It's going to be out. It's coming out of early access on Steam, Xbox One, and PS4. They're going to have it on PS4, which is cool. I already own it in early access on Xbox.
You talked about this in our early access special.
Yes,
right?
I have it on PC. And
this game is really cool, but not having any direction makes it very difficult to play for long times because you don't really know what to do or where to go. And I mean, the idea of survival is cool, but it's not enough to really keep me going with the game. So having some form of purpose, I think, is really going to make this game fun to play all over again. So I'm excited to see what this Season 1 is going to be all about.
Cool.
So,
new PlayStation Plus games out as of this past week. Tales from the Borderlands and Abzu. Tales from the Borderlands is a Borderlands game made by Telltale. I've heard it's good, even for those who don't like Borderlands, which
Chris
is
Hardwick's
why I bought it a while ago. Yeah, Chris Hardwick. I think he's the main character. I don't remember.
how does this guy have time to do stuff?
this
like that?
dude, he
know,
did this years ago before he was, probably while he was doing Talking
I think
Dead.
he was doing Talking Dead, but it's before he had The Wall, which is his new game show. I don't know.
And Talking with Chris Hardwick
Yeah.
and all of these million other shows and things that he does.
So those are free. There's some Xbox Live Gold games, but they come out on random days of the month because I don't know why Microsoft
There's a bunch of
doesn't do
Star
it,
Wars
right?
related ones I remember, but I don't remember which. Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
That was for 360.
Forge Unleashed?
Fortune Leech.
I said Force.
Fortune Leech.
Yeah, I don't know. Those are out there. Look them up.
I think Battlefront was on sale too.
Yeah, there was a May the 4th
Oh yeah,
sale.
the Ultimate Edition was $20. I think that's over though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the Resident Evil 7 free DLC has been delayed. I think it was due out this spring, but there was a quote from the creator that was like, "This game sold so well that we would feel bad putting out what we currently have as the DLC."
That good on them.
No, and
That's
like
how
it's a
often that's
humble.
very not EA.
yeah, no. So
EA
they were
is like, here's a new gun skin, give me $20.
he was basically just like, "This is not. We want to make something better."
Here's a DLC for a remaster that's $5 more than it was when the game actually came out.
Exactly. Assholes.
That's ridiculous. That's not EA though. That's Activision.
So cool. Good on you, Capcom. I'm still excited to check it out. I think it's supposed to be in 3D or in VR still. I think it's VR. So
good.
Excited to see that.
Well, I think that was a big selling point for not only for the game itself, but for VR. I think a lot of following the PSVR subreddit. I mean, a lot of people bought VR because of Resident Evil. So
yeah.
I was tempted.
Yeah.
I'll sell you mine.
There's kind of, and that's another
really
news
bad.
hit. There's been a little bit of a soft price drop. It's down to $400 with the camera now, or you can find it for $350 without. So it sounds like heading into E3, we might get a price drop.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for like a version 2.0, really.
Yeah, that could come. I feel like that'll be next year.
I'll sell you mine with all the games that I have hard copies for $400.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Anyway, my final story here, Polygon, Ben Kuchera, formerly of Kotaku, I think, also known as the Cooch to some people, wrote for Polygon an opinion piece called Microsoft give consumers the FPS counter on the front of the Xbox Scorpio 2. So Microsoft put out an image of this the XDK of the Scorpio, and it's got it shows you the frame rate of what you're playing right on front of it. And he wrote this really dumb piece saying that this should be on the actual thing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's really dumb. Like, not only do they have to make sure that they always hit 60 then,
but who's really gonna care?
But who really wants to see that?
Who really cares?
Like,
unless you're a developer, it doesn't matter.
Well, I guess it was a slow news day, and he just needs something.
Here's the first line. Listen, no one is gonna buy what's promised to be the most powerful gaming console ever created to not know the frame rate of each game in real time.
No, he's wrong. He's completely wrong.
I'd rather not know.
Nobody cares. No one cares.
To me, that's just distracting and
plus it just looks
really,
like. I mean,
it's kind of tacky looking.
Yeah,
it looks like a really bad VCR.
It makes perfect sense for a developer kit to have it because you do need that information.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. That the whole article just made me like recoil because I was like, why? Why would anybody want that? So
I would rather have like a thermometer.
Yeah, they wouldn't dare put that on.
Throw a thermometer and a play counter on there.
Watch your Xbox Red Ring in real time.
Yeah. It's just a cardiogram for the Xbox.
Oh no, it's flatlining. Reset.
Anyway, that's all I had news-wise. There was a quick thing. They've now figured out how to play CD games on that Sony or Nintendo PlayStation that came out.
Somebody hacked it.
They they don't have any actual copies of demo games for it.
Right.
So people are writing games for it, but it is now technically operational in its full capacity. So
it's the only one in existence.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Right on.
So
cool. Let's what game do we want to talk about first? The only one we all three of us played is Puyo Puyo Tetris.
No, we all tried Prey.
Oh, did you try Prey?
Yeah, I played
unless
the
you're
demo.
not counting yourself as trying it.
No, let's talk about Prey. We'll start there. So, Prey.
Also
known as Half-Life.
It's a reboot.
Also known as System Shock.
Prey is a reboot of a first-person shooter game that was, I think, much more inventive than this one in the past, right? It had to do with, like, teleportation and Native Americans and stuff.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Yeah, it was a really weird game, and people really excited for the sequel that they were working on for a long time.
That looked really cool to me.
Yeah, and then
It still looks cool to
they
me.
threw it all out, and then they made this game.
Well, there must have been something really wrong with it.
They supposedly couldn't get it to work right. Like they couldn't figure out the fun of the game or something like that.
Gotcha.
But anyway, they made a different game.
This
they
one's
threw
not
it
fun.
out.
It's not fun.
They had a name that they paid for, and they wanted to use it.
Yeah.
That's basically
Yeah,
why
Bethesda bought a name.
That's what it seems like. And they chose a really generic font for the title. Good on them. Agency. That's the name of the font. If you care.
The only game criticism based on font that has ever.
I'm not basing
you should
my
have
criticism
a whole
on the font.
podcast about that.
The game is not very good. The story seems kind of...
You played the demo.
All right.
I did, but the demo is like the beginning of the game.
There's a demo called The Beginning Hour. It is somewhat different. I didn't play both of them, but I've heard that there are differences. Namely, that the demo is more fun because you get a shotgun earlier.
Yeah.
See, I got the shotgun. I didn't find it that fun. Because no matter what, I ran out of bullets, out of shells like
That's
that,
part of
like
those
instantly.
games.
But the thing, okay. So it's a first-person shooter. It's very System Shock / Bioshock, where you're getting neuromods that allow you to learn skills. The skills let you hack or repair or shoot better or have more life.
So it's like every single first-person shooter that comes out.
Well, at some point you get alien ones, and those give you like different abilities.
Yeah, so I haven't gotten any psi abilities yet. I'm only about 2.5 hours into the game. I can only imagine, I would assume they would have put those in the demo.
They didn't.
They didn't? Okay.
Maybe I didn't get far enough.
Yeah, no,
the
the upgrade tree is very boring in the demo.
I
mean, if they are in the demo, they're further on than I didn't even.
But they're not in
it.
They're not in the neuro. Like from the start of my game, there's no alien stuff in the neuromods. I think it's a different tree.
I believe at some point you can be one of those creatures that
a mimic
turns into a coffee cup, basically.
Yeah.
which
so
that would be cool.
That'd be sweet for like a multiplayer
Here's
game.
the thing about this game
Yeah.
is that there's a big gameplay loop about picking up trash, which you then recycle into things that allows you to create ammo or health packs or weapons or things like that. It doesn't give you all that right up front. You gotta play through. You gotta find a recycler. You gotta find like there's stationary machines in the worlds that allow you to recycle and create things, replicate things.
Okay.
And so that's kind of one of the main things here. And because of that, you are driven to want to look through trash cans and things like that. You want to scour
like
everything.
real life.
Yeah. But so the genius of the game is that the mimics in this game can look like a chair or they can look like a trash can. So you walk into a room, and if you're not careful, you'll just blaze right into it, and then a bunch of things will jump out at you, and you'll die, which happened to me several times, and it's not very fun. Or what you can do is save scum, because that's what this game was designed for, seeing as how the first thing that comes up when you hit pause is quick save. You have to quick save before you enter a room. You walk into a room and die, but then you know where all the mimics are. You're like, that one is a trash can. There's 2 trash cans right there. If I shoot it with a shotgun, then one of them is going to die.
You can also be careful when you go in a room because they will like move a little bit. And you can see where they're at.
Unless you catch
or
them.
you can just hit every single object right away, which is my method.
Well, and that sucks because then you're running out of ammo, obviously.
Well, you can use the wrench or whatever.
You can't shoot things with the wrench.
You can hit them.
You can hit them, but then you have to get close, in which they will turn into the mimic anyway and then jump at you. So, like, literally the only way you can be successful at this game is to save scum, which sucks. Not only that, but then trying to melee these guys
is impossible.
That's really difficult.
So much. So they give you a weapon called the glue gun that allows you to glue them in place.
I feel like the amount of time that it keeps something frozen isn't enough, though, because I gotta like change to my wrench.
Yeah.
With the very shitty system they have
quick
for
switches.
that.
Yeah.
And then actually get close enough to hit it.
Yep.
That's a problem.
And that becomes a big problem when they start throwing like 12 of them at you in a room.
Yeah, that's when I quit the demo, is because I had like 4 of them attack me.
Yeah.
And I had weapons and stuff at that point, but they move so fucking fast.
That's like, I think I gave up at that point for the day too, because I was like, I don't want to do this. And that's when I figured out that I just need to save scum every room and kill them before they change out of the trash can that they are. Once you get the shotgun, I feel like the game, and you know that you can make ammo out of the trash that you find, I feel like the game gets better. I am somewhat intrigued by it now. I want to play more of it. The only thing holding me back is that I feel like this game was fully designed to be controlled by a mouse and keyboard, and it does not want to be played with a controller.
Yeah, the controller seems
actually
really clunky to me.
It's very clunky. It's got like an input lag feel to it.
Yeah, and I like upped the sensitivity to 100, and I still didn't feel any better about it.
Yeah,
it's really weird. So I can really only recommend this game to people if you like save scumming and you have a PC you can play it on. That's really the only
I
case.
have heard good things about the PC one. Like performance-wise, it runs very well from what I've read.
That's good.
But there's not too many options with as far as graphics and stuff go.
And maybe that'll get better, but
when I played the demo, I was let down by the graphics, actually. I expected it to look better based on the videos I watched. Like when you get up close to things, like a bookshelf, for instance, it's just one fucking texture.
Yeah.
There's like not actual
books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of that just seems kind of lazy.
You can pick up a lot of items in the environment and stuff like that.
It's not a terrible looking game.
There's a lot of interactability.
So
I expected better.
That's the thing. I thought the environments looked very plain and not.
They are.
Like there's nothing to them, but the character models looked pretty impressive. I thought. So I did.
They have that weird look that the Dishonored characters have, which
some
makes
people
sense.
said it looks a little awkward, or the character models they just don't look quite right. But I thought the modeling itself looked really good to me. So
I am intrigued by the story. Like I would like to actually play it at some point and
that's the thing.
see
So
what's going on there.
You, the listeners, can go and watch on Twitch or YouTube. I played the first 40, 50 minutes of the game on Twitch and was not very impressed with it. And
Twitch TV / Midwest Game Nerds.
I was all about getting this game, and then I found out that there was a demo, and I tried the demo, and I was a bit put off.
Yeah, I was really excited for this when it got announced last year.
It's exactly the kind of game I usually love to play. I love System Shock and BioShock and Dishonored.
But it does feel
Deus
very
Ex.
System Shock and BioShock, even down to the resurgence of Art Deco.
Yeah.
So,
The whole, there's the alternate history thing going on, so that plays into it.
So I'm definitely intrigued by the story, but it's not the gameplay doesn't feel right for me. This is a game that I'm gonna wait for it to be $8 on Steam and pick it up and play it when I have time. I'm gonna buy it on Steam and then never play it. This is that game.
Yeah.
I would like to buy it on Steam and actually play it, but not.
So you're
right
gonna
away.
buy it on Steam and then not play it, is what you're saying.
What?
You're gonna get it when it's on sale,
Yeah.
and then you'll probably never actually play it.
Right.
No, I've bought games on sale.
You're
and
gonna play
actually
2
them.
hours of it, and then you're gonna set
I
it
don't
down
know,
and
man.
never come back to it.
I don't know. It depends on how much I enjoy it.
I own 90 Steam games, and I've played 4.
I
of
bought
them.
The Witcher 2 for $5 and actually finished it.
No, that's cool.
It does happen occasionally.
Occasionally, this isn't one of them. I can tell.
I don't know. Well, whatever. Then I won't have wasted $60.
No, that's fine. I'm not judging. If I do it too. I'm just saying.
Everyone does it.
Before I played the demo, I was all about going out on Friday and buying it, but I couldn't get into it as much as I expected to. So
yeah, I wasn't.
I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah.
No.
Plus, I have a lot of other stuff to play.
We think
still.
you listeners should also maybe wait, unless you're really into it. Let us know. Send
yeah.
us feedback.
Yeah. This feels like a game that Tom might pick up.
Yeah, maybe.
And if he
I don't
does,
think Tom has any current gen anything to play it on.
No,
so.
he played. Oh, well, I guess he played Metal Gear, but I don't know if it was PS3 or PS4.
Oh, that.
And he
Tom.
played Destiny.
I was thinking of
not
Tom.
PS4.
Not that Tom. The Tom that listens
Although he
to
would
our
like
show.
that too.
But
Yeah.
so anyway, if you liked Prey, let us know why. I rented it. It was.
Let us know if you fell prey to its charms.
Oh.
I almost regretted the $7.80 I spent on it, but I don't anymore. I like it enough. So
Well, we'll see. Why don't you guys talk about Mario Kart?
yeah. So Brian, I've talked a little bit about Mario Kart 8 on the show before because I've played it on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts? Isn't this your first Mario Kart?
It's not the first Mario Kart I've played.
Okay.
It's the first one I've owned.
Okay.
I played the original Mario Kart on SNES quite a bit. And I also played Mario 64 a lot.
Okay.
But I never owned either of them because this is my first Nintendo system that I've actually owned.
This was maybe the first Mario Kart that I played a little bit of Double Dash, but other than that, I
played
Mario
that
Kart
a little
before
bit
that.
too.
Also, in medieval times, Brian had a mule named Mario that ran his cart to and from the farm.
Yes. It's my cocaine mule, actually.
Yeah.
Lots
anyways,
of cocaine in this episode.
well, I had to bring it back to that for some reason.
That's good.
The
To
Midwest
me,
Game Nerds don't condone the use of cocaine.
We really
No,
don't.
absolutely
Yeah,
not.
no.
To me, it seems like a really good Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I mean, it has so many tracks. It has battle mode. It has online functionality that works pretty well. I tried it out a bit.
The slow-mo replays that people keep posting online are so funny.
Yeah, and that was a big thing when it came out on Wii U too. But the Luigi stare was definitely a thing. Because,
It's the best.
yeah. Whenever Luigi is part of one of those slow mos, he's got this look on his face, like
It's just deadpan, like,
yeah, it's really good.
and like people, like he'll see like a turtle shell go flying past him, and he'll just like,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
it's awesome.
I played local
multiplayer.
Yeah, local multiplayer quite a bit too. That was fun.
How many people?
4.
Okay.
We just
Two
did split
Joy-Cons?
screen on one. It was a mix.
Okay.
Actually, 2 Pro controllers and two
two
Joy-Cons.
Okay.
But yeah, it's totally cool.
Yeah, I've done some. I haven't done any online. I know that the online's supposedly pretty good. Apparently, people are getting really good at the game now.
Yeah, they're
too.
way too good.
Yeah.
I was like shocked. Either that or like I haven't finished all the cups yet, so I
don't have the parts.
Don't have all the best shit. That must be it because they're just like gone.
People are.
And I never
good.
catch up to them.
But I did do some local stuff. The thing so I went to lunch with a friend, and it was basically like we were gonna go get some Thai food. So we sat down and got some Thai food, but I pulled out the Switch, and then I pulled out the Joy-Cons, and we played Mario Kart while we were waiting.
Switch and you put it on the table.
Yeah.
Somebody at work did that the other day on their lunch.
We were playing Mario Kart while we were waiting for our food to get there.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
It was awesome. Like it's mind blowing. The only thing about it is that playing this particular game where you're always holding down the A button on those tiny controllers.
That sucks.
It kind of sucks. But the nice thing is that the game has auto accelerate in it, so you can turn it on if you want, and then you never have to press the A button.
That is a problem I'm having. Where the hell are the options?
You have to.
How do you get to the options?
So when you are selecting your parts, when you hit plus or minus, there's 3 little boxes. You have to hit like X, Y, or B, or like X, Y, or L and R. Like one of the, maybe it's L and R and X. But anyway, the first one is auto steer, which is always on.
I want to turn that off.
You can while you are selecting your car parts, after you've selected your character, you hit like the plus or minus button, and then it pops up a box that shows you the handling and the speed and that stuff. So there's 3 little boxes below those meters. One of them, the first one is the auto steer. The second one is motion controls, and then the third one is the auto accelerate.
Okay.
Auto accelerate is not automatically on, but and motion controls are not automatically on, but the auto steer always is.
See, auto accelerate makes sense to me. Auto steer doesn't.
I think it's just a handicap.
It keeps you from falling off the maps, which is cool.
Yeah, but it also, the interesting thing is that if you, because when you hop and you drift, you can get a speed boost if you wait long enough.
Right.
And normally in the original game too, there were 2 levels of speed boost, so you could wait even longer to get a second speed boost. If you have the auto steer turned off, it can go to an even 3rd level of speed boost. But obviously it's a lot easier for you to slide off of the stage or boost off of the stage depending on the stage and how good you are at the game.
My biggest problem with the auto steer being on is the tracks have multiple paths. And if you try like
to
last minute, but not so last minute that you couldn't go that path to try to go, it'll steer you the other way.
It sticks you to it.
And so it screws me over a lot.
Of an override.
Yeah. It kicks in too early is the problem. But I mean, like on classic maps like Rainbow Road, I think that's what it's called, from the 64.
Yep.
It's very helpful because you're not falling off the map constantly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because the way it's depicted in the game is that they have antenna like RC cars that it'll glow yellow when it's auto steering for you.
Interesting.
And it looks funny. It's like a kid's RC car.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
No, it's great. The DLC tracks are awesome. There's
so
many.
a
Zelda track that like takes you through Hyrule Castle.
I like that Wario Mountain one a lot. I don't know if that's an actual track.
Is that the snowy one?
Yeah.
That one is ridiculous.
Point.
Yeah, it's really cool because it doesn't have laps. It's just like a course down a mountain.
Yeah, I like, that's what I liked about a few of the Sparrow Racing, like Sparrow Racing in Destiny. It was
just
like
point to point.
Yeah, it's point to point, and then you warp back to the beginning. Like that, I like that. Like that, I don't know. It just seemed.
No, yeah. So there's like a variety of different tracks. I've always liked that they remake the tracks, like you were saying, and you can always see what system they came from.
Yeah.
So there's tracks from Super Nintendo to DS to 3DS to GameCube to N64 to Wii. Like they have tracks from all of the systems on there, which is cool. And no, it's a great package for $60. It's a very complete Mario Kart game. You don't really you unlock parts And if you beat all of the cups on 200cc,
Jesus,
then you get to unlock Golden Mario. I don't know if there's any real gameplay implications off of it. So, but
Do you feel like this is a console seller? Like, do you think Mario Kart 8 is going to really push the sales of the Switch further?
no, I think it's the right fuel that people who are done with Zelda needed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to... I think Zelda's selling consoles, period.
Yeah.
Like, I think that...
But this is a game that actually makes better use of the whole multiplayer aspect of the Switch.
That's very true. That's very true.
Because like you said,
you know what?
You took it to a restaurant.
Yeah, I took
and
it to
you
a
set
restaurant.
it up on a table
and
could sit there and take the Joy-Con off and play with another person.
And you know what? There was a couple that was across the way with their kid that were eating lunch, and they were like, oh, look at that. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I've been trying to find one of those, whatever. And then even the guy who was serving us was like, what is that? And then he's like, he said, where did you get those controllers? And I was like, oh, they came with the thing. And then he's like, oh, and then I pointed to the Switch, and he was like, oh, I didn't even see that there. That's the Switch. And then I was like, yeah. He's like, I've been trying to find one of those too, but I can't get them anywhere.
I'm really hoping that when I am on the plane on my way to Seattle this week, that I sit next to someone that wants to actually play.
It's entirely possible. Like there might,
or maybe they'll trade seats with someone who does,
Yeah. But I don't know that I would call it the system seller. I think it definitely demonstrates more of the system's strengths for sure.
I want to get it. Like I definitely plan on buying it. It's just a matter of me like having some extra cash. But I want to try the ad hoc network.
Yeah, I think
you
we
can
should
do up to 8 people, I think, with 4 Switches.
Yeah, because you do 2 people per Switch
Right.
ad hoc. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Or you can do 4. I haven't tried 4 people on tabletop mode.
Imagine being at a
You can do
restaurant.
I don't know.
And
I think
someone
it's only
else
2.
in the restaurant has their Switch set up playing, and you guys just be like, "Hey, Mario Kart
Let's
from
do it."
across the
Yeah.
restaurant!" Like that would be sweet. Like,
Yeah.
so now I mean, props to Nintendo for making gaming social again.
And
in a way.
I hope
Instead
that
of just
this
having people talk about how they banged your mom.
this is the highest selling Mario Kart ever.
Okay,
Or
yeah.
fastest selling, not highest yet. I hope that it means that Nintendo will start putting out, like, I would have preferred Mario Kart 9, but if they can fart out Super Mario Maker Deluxe,
I would buy that because I never got to play it in the first place.
how many people are going to buy that?
Right.
Like, I think.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like if they're just gonna start rehashing Wii U games, the games are done.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing.
And,
I feel like
they'll hit a larger audience.
I
Now,
mean,
there's
they're
probably,
not producing the Wii U anymore either.
do we know
so.
statistics of how many Switches are owned currently as opposed to Wii U's?
it's like there are a little over 3 million Switches sold, and I think the total for Wii. Let me see what the Wii U total sold.
Because I would think in the lifetime of the Switch, it's going to have a much larger user base than the Wii U ever had, like across the board.
Supposedly, the total sold for Wii U is 13 million as of
not
December
very
of
many.
last year. It's not very many. Right now, I think the PS4 is almost at 60 million.
And for the Switch to only have been out for a month and it's already got a quarter of the user base of that, like that's pretty impressive.
Serious.
Yeah.
So I think that what Nintendo really needs to understand is how to balance new releases with these remakes. Because if
every game's going to be a remake, I'm not going to be interested.
Yes, but here's the thing. If this holds us over until we get ARMS and Splatoon, and then also like maybe there's been rumors that Smash Brothers might be announced at E3 to come out in between Splatoon and Mario. Like if they use these games as stopgaps in between the big releases until there's more third-party support and people like this is the time that they need to get those all moving now. Like they need to come out in the first year or 2 of this system, and then it can't be forgiven anymore because we need Mario Kart 9. We need a new Smash Brothers. We need new versions. Everybody wants we're so many ideas that people came up with for what should be in a new Super Mario Maker.
I bet you that
they need to make new versions.
This is the reason they didn't introduce the Virtual Console right out of the box. is because they're considering like what of these games are we going to redo to launch and which ones are we going to release on Virtual Console.
I think the Virtual Console didn't make it out because it's just so they rushed it out very fast. Like I think this console got rushed out. That's why there's no online system in place. They had a lot to do. But I think there's room for them to be very clever with how they release these deluxe editions essentially.
Yeah.
And I hope they figure it out. And there were a lot of rumors coming out of Europe. The people that were breaking all of the stories about the Switch at the time, they talked about there's a Super Mario Maker port in production or whatever. Like they were calling all of these. So maybe Nintendo didn't release them all at once because they're trying to stopgap these games.
Right.
Maybe they're all ready to go. They're just
spacing.
They're
them out.
waiting.
It's strategic. Yeah, it's a strategic move.
Which is smart because if they've got, the way that it looks now, I think ARMS. So they had Zelda in March. There was nothing in April technically. They've got Mario Kart. No, Mario Kart was in April. Nothing in May. You've got ARMS in June.
Yeah.
You've got Splatoon in July. E3's in June. Maybe they're going to announce something for August. Or maybe they'll take August off.
God,
Probably
a new Metroid
not.
Prime would be so awesome.
That's what everyone wants, but they probably won't announce that.
I want a new
There's
Metroid
a lot
Prime.
of stuff that Nintendo's sitting on, and we've talked about it
Or just
several
let me
times,
play
but
Metroid Prime.
There was all I think Nintendo. There was a Pokemon merch site, an official one that made something referring to looking at stars, and people were saying that Pokemon Star was going to be the third edition of Sun and Moon that just came out, but it would come out for Switch.
Interesting.
That's dumb.
That's a lot of
The sun is a
legwork.
star.
This is true, but Nintendo. I don't know.
What's your favorite planet? Mine's the sun. Always has been.
It's like the king of planets.
What's that from?
It's from Saturday Night Live,
Smith, or
the Harry Carey talk show where Will Smith axes,
Will Ferrell, not Will Smith.
Will Ferrell axes.
Big difference. I was trying to picture Will Smith.
Tall
doing that.
comedic man axes Harry Carey. Anyways,
if you were a hot dog,
would you eat yourself?
We don't need to
would.
rehash.
Yeah, no.
Maybe we just got another watcher, so maybe we
Cool.
should do more Harry Carey. Anyway.
Oh, he's asking what's the difference between the Wii U version and the Switch version.
So the main thing, thank you, Adelkin, for listening or watching. The main difference is that all of the DLC is included, and then there are very small differences in that has auto steer and auto accelerate if you want to turn them on. Plus that additional, there's 3 levels of boost now if you slide. So we did kind of hit that a little earlier. Those are all slight differences. Oh, also the battle mode.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't battle mode new to this
They
version?
revamped battle mode. They had a battle mode in the original one, but they revamped it to be more like older battle modes.
Yeah.
Did you play any of it?
I did. I like the classic battle mode. I don't like the other modes. And the problem is if you play online, it kind of, as far as I can tell, just picks one of them randomly. You can't pick which battle mode you want to play.
Yeah.
And that kind of ruins it for me. That's my one complaint about
Is the
that.
traditional one the balloon one? Yeah. So I played a little bit of that, and I think we played in the Splatoon level, which is new, obviously. And it was okay, but I would need to play more of it. I'm not used to playing the battle mode at all.
I
have
used to play
it some
that
more.
quite a bit on Mario 64.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it.
I've heard people are very happy with it.
I don't like there's a bomb version and I absolutely hate it because I can't figure out how to hit anybody with those. But people online, like this one dude had like 30 kills or something crazy, or 30 balloons that he took away. It was just constant. Like I don't know how anybody could aim those things properly. They're just not fun to use.
Yeah. Well, it's like getting routed.
Because they don't even like land and like. They don't land on the ground and detonate later on like the bombs in the actual races do.
Yeah.
They just blow up immediately.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, it's cool that it's there. Whatever.
Totally.
There's like a coin one, too, where you just go around and collect coins, but then if you get attacked, you lose
You
coins.
drop coins. Makes sense.
It's okay.
Yeah. So the battle mode is the other big addition in terms of actual gameplay. But no, I think it's worth it if you're looking for something to play on the Switch, which you probably are.
Yeah, especially if you're looking for something to play with friends.
Yeah.
And to actually use the features of the Switch, like the detachable Joy-Cons and yeah, it's cool
for sure.
Cool. Let's talk about Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have that to talk about too.
All right, I love Tetris. I am the type of person who will sit there and play Tetris for days and have dreams about it, where I'm placing blocks in place. So I like Tetris a lot. I love Tetris. It's one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Puyo Puyo I was not familiar with, but I understood the premise, which Puyo Puyo, the way it works is you have to line up 4 of the same color dots to make them disappear. You want to create chains in order to get more points at a time. By like as the chains are like one after the other being erased.
Yeah, like you drop one but it ends up disappearing multiple sets.
Right. One after the other, not at the same time, but like a chain of them.
It reminds me vaguely of Bejeweled too. Like
it's similar to like a Bejeweled sort of game, or Columns almost, except
Columns taking it way back.
Yeah. So very
well. The most popularized version of Puyo Puyo in the United States would be Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Oh yeah, I did play that too
for the Sega Genesis, which is
that
very
was pretty
similar.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's similar. Dr. Mario's also kind of similar, but it's there's weird placement things in Dr. Mario that aren't in Puyo Puyo.
Yeah. So Puyo
Puyo Tetris has a ton of different modes.
A ton.
For Tetris, for Puyo Puyo, and then also for Fusion mode, or also Puyo Puyo Tetris, where you're playing both games at once.
Right. Fusion is where you're playing Puyo Puyo and Tetris at the same time, like the blocks
They
fall
feed you blocks and Puyo
Puyo. It's kind of ridiculous.
What?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
I wasn't able to play that one because
it's pretty.
You
just played the demo. Yeah,
but playing the one where it switches between boards, like, and it gives you a little countdown, that was maddening.
So if anybody has played the demo, it is like it's hard.
It's way
played
too hard.
3 or 4 rounds.
It made me decide that I'm not going to buy it.
I won one of the 4 rounds.
It's just too hard for me.
But the actual game itself has an adventure mode, which the difficulty ramps up on slowly.
I don't really feel like it's that slow, to be honest with you. I mean, so the adventure mode, it's like a lot of mobile games where like you can get 3 stars.
Yeah.
There's a rating system of how many stars you get, and if you just beat the level, you get 1 star. If you beat the level within certain criteria, you get 2 stars. If you beat the level within even better criteria, you get 3 stars.
Yep.
I 3-starred the entire first world of the adventure. Then after that, no fucking way, man.
I'm not saying I'm saying
2,
with
3,
being
and
able
4.
to complete the levels at least, I didn't lose any levels until the 4th world.
Yeah, the 4th world, I cannot get past one of the levels. I think it's not 4. I did get past the one you had trouble with.
Yeah,
4,
I finally got past that one too.
I cannot get past 4 or 5.
I'm not sure exactly, but
it got to the point where the game offered me help mode, and when I hit help mode, it just
passes you,
kicks you to the next level, and I was like,
yeah.
"That's stupid." I just wanted like a little more of a strategic advantage somehow.
Yeah, like a guide of best suggested place to drop.
Right.
And so the thing, the story mode has you playing. So there's little cutscenes that are very skippable. The voice acting is not bad. It's just a really silly, stupid.
The cutscenes are too long.
Anime. Yeah, exactly.
They're just way too long.
Similar problem to what
Bomberman
R had as well.
They're cool and animated and like pretty, like really bright and colorful, but they're super long and it's just kind of annoying.
But then in between these cutscenes, each level has a certain challenge to it. Like it'll be like you're playing Puyo Puyo against Tetris, somebody playing Tetris. Or this is a mode where you are given preset. My favorite, which I can't remember exactly what it's called, is the one where you're playing Tetris and you are given set Tetris boards and you keep getting fed the same piece and you have to drop that piece to eliminate you're essentially trying to eliminate the same pattern as the enemy faster so that you can get more of the boards cleared to then do damage with the amount of
Big Bang
boards Big Bang
mode.
It's that is a lot of fun. It's cool, and there's not a ton of challenge to it other than trying to do it really fast.
Yep.
But there's all kinds of different modes and things like that in the story mode, and available in the game for you to play just on your own or against other people online. Or in person.
Yeah. You can play up to 4 people on the same screen.
Yeah, and it's a ton of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's hard as hell, and it's again like I love Tetris games. So for me to have a new Tetris, I have Tetris on my cell phone. Like that's how much I love playing. I paid $5 for that on my phone.
Yeah,
I love Tetris. So for me to now have it on the Switch, but have it be like this totally revamped version with pretty kick-ass techno music that pumps in the background to get you super hyped, and like the quick drop and the top button is awesome. Like Tetris is great. So to have a new version of it that looks pretty and plays really well is great. My only gripe, I don't even care about the difficulty. Like the difficulty is something I'll get over because I'll just get better at the game.
Yeah.
My only gripe is that the Pro Controller is useless in this game.
Really?
Yes, because I can't use the joysticks to navigate.
Yeah,
You have to use the D-pad.
Yeah.
Problem is the D-pad's so fucking sensitive that if you hit right or left, sometimes if you're hitting too far up on the right or left button, you hit the quick drop.
I've heard that might be a manufacturing defect
with the controller itself.
Yeah.
So I got some faulty fucking $70 controller.
No, I think mine does it too, but that might be something that they correct.
My Pro Controller is useless in this game, and that bothers me because I want to play it with I want that tactile button. I don't want to use the joysticks. I can use the Joy-Con, no problem, but I have to use the D-pad on the Joy-Con, which is great because they're independent buttons themselves.
You need a PS4 controller is what you need.
Essentially, yeah.
These are games that require precision, which is why I try to never play them on phones or iPads.
And speed,
because that touch does not work, but having a tactile buttons to press.
I find the phone, it works really well for Tetris, personally. When you're playing a single player game of Tetris, it's perfect for playing that.
It's not preferable.
When you get to like level 18 and it's like
things
super
are dropping
fast,
really fast.
It gets really difficult to keep up with, but in just to casually play, it's not a big deal. But it's really disappointing to have the Pro Controller, which I love to use, not be functional in a game I love to play. That bothers me.
I haven't had that much of an issue with it using the Pro Controller.
It got to the point where I almost threw the controller. Like I was so angry with the fact that it was doing that, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Yeah.
So, kind of a bummer.
I personally didn't have that problem, but I can see it being an issue.
Clearly, I'm just being a big baby about it.
I don't think you're being a big baby. I just maybe my controller's a little different than yours.
Big baby.
Maybe
No, I mean there were other
gentle
people.
Tetris player than you are.
I was having the same issue playing Zelda, where I was trying to use the D-pad.
Yeah, and you would hit up, and it would pull up the runes instead of, or you would hit left or right, but it would pull up the runes.
Yeah,
instead.
I don't have that issue.
That happened with me too.
It's in Zelda, it's a little more reasonable to deal with when you're playing some like a time attack style game. It's really frustrating.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I find time attack style games frustrating in general, which is why I probably won't get it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. This is also out on PS4. It's digital only. It's $29.99 on PS4. You can get it on Switch digital for $29.99, or you can get it physically for $39.99. It comes with a Puyo Puyo keychain and a Tetris keychain, which is fun. So it's available on PS4 as well, is what I'm trying to say.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. It came out on the Xbox One too. So you can get it for Xbox One, but you have to import it from Japan because they didn't make it here because Americans don't care about those games.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. I like playing it. I'm going to keep playing it. I love the challenge. And I will eventually beat the level I can't get past.
It's a great game to own digitally. If it wasn't,
it's the kind of game you want to have on the Switch for when you need to just take your mind off something really quick and get pissed off about something else.
Totally. So and even Mario Kart to me, I wish I kind of wish I would have bought it digitally because that's the kind of game that you could just
that was my plan, but it didn't work out.
So I haven't bought it yet. Is that what I should just do? Because I was gonna buy the hard copy so I can get Gamers Club unlocked and get my discount. But
I mean, yeah, you could really go either way.
The fact that Gamers Club discount doesn't apply to codes is really annoying.
It sucks, but
it doesn't make sense.
To be honest, I've thought about playing Zelda in the last week, but the only reason I didn't is I didn't feel like taking Mario Kart out of the back.
That's
kind of a pain in the ass.
That's a very real thing.
They're
where
not
I'm
very
like,
easily removable cartridges.
I would like to play. I'm not gonna complain about that because that's ridiculous.
Well, when it's docked,
if only your fingers were as small as your mouth, you would be able to just get in there and.
That needs to be the whip sound in Darksiders 3. But no, there have been times where I'm like, man, I'd love to play some Puyo Puyo right now, but I don't really want to take Mario Kart out, so I'm just not going to play anything. And that's very lazy of me, and it's stupid.
I mean, I didn't buy a hard copy of Puyo Puyo.
No, and I mean, I almost
I knew I was like, I want this on the Switch at all times.
And that makes sense. My case has slots for games in it, so I can carry it that way. And I also was kind of like, I was like, man, I should get it digitally because it's $29.99, but with Gamers Club Unlocked, I could get the physical version for $32.99. And I was kind of like, I wonder if this is going to be a limited release. Like maybe there won't be as many cartridges of this out, so it'll be worth.
No, I mean, I saw one of the times I'd been to Best Buy, I saw they had several copies of it sitting on the shelf, and I was like, man, should I buy the hard copy just to have it? And I was like, no, I'm not going to spend the money. Like.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary. Like they may make a crap load of them, and then it didn't really matter that I bought it physically. But I just don't like buying things digitally if I don't have to.
Right.
I feel like I need to buy things digitally now that I have a bunch of money sitting in my account.
Well, that's the thing too.
Because I ended up getting Mario Kart physically just because I wanted it that day.
I had to buy Wonder Boy, and I had to buy. Has Been Heroes, and those were both digital. So it was just I had the extra money in my account, and I was like, I'll buy Puyo Puyo.
I might pick up Wonder Boy.
The other nice thing about Nintendo games is that they tend to hold their value because nobody like trades in Mario Kart after a while. You hold on to it forever because
that was the other reason why I was going to get it digitally.
I honestly think you would like Has Been Heroes more than Wonder Boy. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah, but Wonder Boy looks cool and the music's really cool.
Well, guess what? You've got $50 to spend, so you can get both of them and have money to spare.
There you go. But you could also buy, what's the other game?
Oh, Kamiko.
You could buy all three of those games.
Oh, the $5
game I talked about at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or you can wait because Virtual Console's going to come, and you'll be you'll spend that money eventually.
I bought a 128 gig. SD card though, and there's nothing.
I got one for $30 on Amazon.
I know, I missed that deal. I looked and it was gone. And
I think I got a 200 gig one for like $50.
It was a Samsung one too.
200, Jesus.
I think it's 200. I'll tell you in a second. But anyway, Puyo Puyo's great.
Yeah.
Mario Kart's great. Prey might be okay on PC. There's your summary for the episode.
Yeah. So, anyways, while you're listening or even watching. Hitting Amazon for our link. Don't forget to rate and review us on our favorite podcatcher, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, and Google Play Podcasts. Those are the four big ones. Those are the ones that matter. Specifically, iTunes is the biggest one. It's not even called iTunes anymore. iTunes Podcast.
It's like Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
So check that out. And as always, if you like what you hear, even if you don't, please do send us feedback. Again, we want to do a charity stream of some sort, and we want feedback on this. So send us feedback at MidwestGameNerds@gmail.com or hit us up on Twitter at MGN Podcast. And don't forget to add us on Instagram at Midwest Game Nerds. And also, if you're watching us on Twitch right now and you haven't added us, please do. Follow us on Twitch so that you know when we go live, which is every other Sunday. So it's kind of scheduled, so you don't actually have to know when.
7:30 EDT. But you get a nice, like I always get an email, and then my phone tells me when I get that email that we've gone live.
So it's good to know when we're doing that. And if you like watching us or listening to us, we appreciate all of your listenership and viewership.
We appreciate questions from people as well.
Yeah, because we like interacting with our audience. So feel free to jump in at any point and talk to us while we're doing this.
If we know you're out there, we are less likely to stop doing this at some point in the future.
Yeah, exactly that. That's all we have right now. The guys on Horror Movie Yearbook, which is another podcast on the network, just released an episode about what was the name of the con they went to?
I think it's Motor City Nightmares.
Yeah, Motor City Nightmares con that they went to, and it's actually a pretty funny episode. They talk about their perfect con, like what they would want out of it, each individually, Willie and Tim.
They got to meet some awesome horror luminaries.
Yeah,
and
no spoilers. We won't tell you.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to the podcast. And those dudes are funny. The next episode, I think they said, is 88 that they're doing. So they're going to be covering Pet Sematary and a couple other ones I can't remember off the top of my head now.
Yeah. I am still working on that Collected Thoughts episode of Midwest Film Nerds where we talk about all of
the more you talk about that.
Past. It's all set to go. I just have to record little segments in between each. So it'll happen soon, but bother me and maybe it'll happen sooner.
Yeah, we've got some other things in the works that are in our brains.
Yep.
Brainchilds. Yep. Children. So yeah, definitely stick around. Check us out on our website, MidwestPodcastNetwork.com. Check out the other podcasts. And thanks again for listening and for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.